Yes, children do follow what they see, but if you give them that opportunity to think for themselves and learn for themselves and stop letting society condition them, then they would know right from wrong. They would know what they want for themselves. They would know what's right for them. They will, our goals as parents is that you want better for your children than what you had.
Definitely. I still have a problem, though, with a person knowing better and not wanting to do better. Like, when you know, I'm not...
So it's like the kettle, the popcorn, the kettle black.
Yeah, because listen, me, even as a child, I'm not taking advice. Even as the child that I was, I'm not taking advice from somebody that isn't practicing those things themselves. Like, yeah, I remember my mom saying, do as I say and not as I do. But, like, I used to be looking at her like, that don't make no sense. Because, listen,
it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Like I said, you are that experience.
It makes sense. It makes sense from a place of definition, right? But it doesn't make sense. Do as I say, not as I do. So, to me, it's just not. To me, it's not a way to properly teach somebody.
But it's like, all right, I've been down that road, so, and I know
lead
that
by
road.
Example. That's where I stand in all of this. Lead by example.
True.
You cannot teach me something if you are not doing that. Yes, honestly, you can teach me by error.
That depends on the person, how they take it.
Okay, so listen.
That's just like, for instance, my mother.
If you're someone that has not, let's just take it to a place of relationship, right? If me as a single woman needs dating advice or, some advice about men and, a relationship, someone that is not in a relationship or that hasn't cultivated a healthy relationship at some point, or a relationship at some point in their life, can't then turn around and talk to me about a relationship. Let's say I'm in a relationship.
Why not?
If you haven't demonstrated
a healthy relationship,
if you haven't because I said a relationship, I said healthy or a relationship. If you haven't demonstrated a relationship where you've learned from that relationship, like if I see you, if you and I are friends or whatever, or we're associated, and I see you in relationships that on the outside of the relationship doesn't make sense. Like if you're continuously with men that cheat, or if you're continuously in relationships where the man beats on you, or if you're continuously in a relationship where the man is taking advantage of everything in a relationship and not giving into a relationship, or vice versa. If you're a man that is constantly in a relationship with a woman that has no initiative to add value to that relationship, however it plays out, you can't then turn around and give me relationship advice, because I'm looking at your shit like you. How are you telling me?
But at the same,
when you don't even practice what you're preaching.
But at the same time, that is a prime example why you shouldn't be like that person. That's just like, all right, for instance, I'm
struggling.
If I tell you,
I need to figure out how to make this work, or how to get out of the single status, or how to make my relationship be more fruitful and healthy and positive.
Right.
I'm not taking advice from you that don't even know how to cultivate an example of a relationship that you're speaking about.
And I get what you're saying, but here's the other part that person has to take from this. You have to sit here and say, well, all right, what did this woman do for all her relationships to fail? So she may say, well, I didn't trust him, or I always checked in his phone, or I drove him away.
Yeah, so but I'm trying to figure out how to be okay.
So those are three things. Those are three things you don't want to do in a relationship.
I hear
you. So somewhere down the line, there is solid advice you can take from that person.